stupid. That doesn't make any sense. That was stupid. Just stupid. Literally 5 minutes of me hating myself. Whole thing. No, whole thing, that didn't make sense. Okay. Hey everybody, welcome to the first episode of Cooking with Ben, where we are just gonna cook for fun, because I think that there's a lot of joy in cooking and eating what you make. That being said, I don't cook absolutely every meal because I'm also lazy, and I work a lot, and I'm broke. So this isn't gonna be a channel where everything is cooked perfectly. It's the best way to do something, and it probably won't always turn out right either, because I fuck up a lot. Anyway, today, in true millennial fashion, we're only cooking one part of the meal. As with pretty much anything I cook, you can tweak it, you can change it. There's not by any means a definitive way to cook it. Obviously, this is gonna go good with steak or chicken or pretty much anything, or by itself. And so today we're making creamy roasted garlic mashed potatoes, because sometimes, you know, what comes in a cuisine just doesn't cut it, and you just don't want to make instant mashed potatoes for whatever reason, even though I love them. So anyway, let's get started cooking and just have fun. So to start, we actually have to make the roasted garlic, which is a pretty simple process, but it just takes a little bit of prep time in advance. So to get started with the roasted garlic, you just want to make sure your oven is preheated to 400 degrees. Get you a bunch of garlic, a knife, some extra virgin olive oil, and salt, pepper, thyme, rosemary. So while your oven's preheating, it's pretty easy to get started. You mostly just want to cut off the very end of the garlic, exposing the bulb. Something like that. And then all you want to do is make sure you've got a little sheet of aluminum, maybe like this big, for each one, so 5 garlics. And then basically what you want to do for each one is put your little garlic head in the foil, just give it a little bit of olive oil. That was probably a lot. But what that does is help it become super pliable and squishy. A little salt, some pepper, some rosemary, and some thyme. Then all you want to do is close that up. Probably a lot just for this one garlic. And just repeat that. Then once you've got all that done, you just put them on a pan and put them in the oven for 45 minutes. While you're waiting, you got a few minutes to relax. You don't need to start into the potatoes right away. So you could always pull up a chair, pull up a game, and just relax for a little bit. So starting out with a 5-pound bag of Yukon Gold potatoes. I'm probably not gonna use all 5 pounds, but that's the only bag they had. These have the best, like, I don't know, some sciencey shit. We're just gonna go with it. And you can leave the skins on if you want a different texture, but my girlfriend Casey does not like that, so we're gonna take them off. And so I've got a bowl of water here because that'll just help the potatoes not oxidize after you peel them. And then a bowl for scraps. So you just peel a fuck ton of potatoes. Ignore the sound of mowing in the background because I guess our lawn care people at our apartment complex decided they wanted to mow the yard at 5:16 in the afternoon for whatever reason. Peeling potatoes, peeling potatoes, peeling potatoes. This is taking a long time. Probably should have stopped the recording, but I'm leaving it on in case there's something funny that happens, but there probably won't be. So this Irishman walked into a pub. I am going to eventually cut myself with this. I can feel it. You guys ever have a dream that you're in a grocery store, but like the layout's really different, and you get really stressed out trying to find what you normally buy? But then for some reason the grocery store has like completely new sections that it never had, and you finally start being like, okay, this is cool. I don't know where the stuff I normally buy is, but I like all this new shit. I had a dream like that the other day. If you want, you can always save these scraps for like a soup or something, but I don't know how to do that. So next you're going to want a nice, decent sized pot to put all your potatoes in. But first, you're gonna have to cut them into little pieces. I would say like 1 inch or something, but I'm not good at estimating measurements. Just small little cubes, you know. Yeah, like that. That's probably a pretty good size. Just a little early Halloween joke for you. I hope I think that was worth it later. Yeah, the more uniform you cut them, the faster and more evenly they will all cook, which I'm not very good at. So after you got your potatoes in a pot, which this honestly should probably be wider instead of deeper, but you want to fill it up with cold water to cover all the potatoes, get some nice salt in it, and then put it on high heat. Just stupid. And actually it looks like it's been about 45 minutes since I put in the garlic, so let's get it out and see what it looks like. Smell. Oh, delicious. This is hot. And so a good way to know when they're done is when you can kind of like squeeze them. Like that. Fuck, that's hot. So they're done. So I'm gonna say go ahead and take all these out of the foil, put them on like a cutting board or something. Let them cool because they'll be a lot easier to handle when they're not, straight out of the oven at least. Oh. As you can see, they look beautiful. You get you guys? maybe that time was scarier. I cannot wait for Halloween. And now I regret it because I got it on my garlic. So anyway, once the potatoes come up to a nice soft boil, really get some bubbles going, you want to turn down the heat to low and let it simmer about 12 to 15 minutes, basically until potatoes are fork tender. Put a little fork in them, well, pork. And while those potatoes are simmering, a good idea would be to go ahead and start squeezing out all the little garlic bulbs or heads once they cool down. If you're ever making garlic bread, this is a really good addition. Mix it with some butter. Definitely still hot. And I thought we could kind of mash it together. See if we can get like a smooth texture. It's like slowly working. Kind of a nice texture there. So a little update. It's been way over 15 minutes, probably closer to 35, maybe 40. I actually turned the heat back up on the potatoes to like medium high. They're kind of boiling right now. Put a lid on it to help. So mistakes are part of life. You just gotta learn from them. Stay in school, kids. Anyway, while that finishes cooking, a few of the things that you're gonna need next are a strainer, or colander, whatever, a bowl, like a big bowl, a sieve, and a rubber spatula. So they are, in fact, fork tender. So basically all you wanna do next is you wanna drain the water, and then you want to actually put them back in the pot without the water on like medium heat. You just want to cook off any remaining water, as much of it as you can. So if you're like me, you just made a mess of your pot because you cooked them too long now, so they're super mushy already. So when I was trying to mix them up in the pan, they just started mashing already, so I just transferred them to a bowl. And then here comes probably the most laborious and time-consuming part of the process. We're going to push all those potatoes through the sieve into the bigger bowl. Some people use ricers, and you could, makes it a nice texture, but I don't need another kitchen gadget. So this is probably the simplest way. Probably already have a sieve anyway, but it makes an amazing texture. So you just want to put some in there to start with, not all of it at once. You're really just like pushing this. Like I said, this is the most time-consuming part of the process, but it's incredibly worth it for some silky ass mashed potatoes. So I just made homemade mashed potatoes, and boy are my arms tired. Look, you'll get buildup of this super fluffy on the outside. Just scrape that off. At the end, you've got this big bowl of mashed potatoes, but it's not done. What you want to do next, melt a whole stick of unsalted butter. And this next part's really important for imparting whatever flavors you want to get. Like we're going to use some of that roasted garlic, we're going to use some rosemary. You want a cup of heavy cream and a small saucepan. So just got the heavy cream, the roasted garlic paste, rosemary, and thyme. And you're just gonna put that on about medium heat and let that kind of simmer and let the flavors get to know each other for a few minutes. That'll help get all that flavor in the heavy cream. In the meantime, go ahead and take that melted butter and mix it in with the mashed potatoes. Now, this is a really good place to add salt, pepper, or any other seasonings. Salt. You can already see a nice smooth consistency. So the game plan next is once that's simmered for a few minutes, we're going to slowly incorporate it into the mashed potatoes, because if you pour it all at once, it gets really wet and soupy. Insert WAP joke, wet ass potatoes. Hello, darkness, then we'll be done. It'll be time to eat because it'll be delicious. It's important that you don't go ahead and get rid of your sieve. I know there's still potatoes all over it, but we need to strain heavy cream. We need to strain the cream from the paste and the herbs. So we're just gonna strain this. Slowly incorporate this. And finally, this is what you're left with, these deliciously smooth and creamy mashed potatoes. So, moment of truth, we're going to try some. Looks super smooth. Pretty good. Definitely needs more salt. Probably could have done a little bit longer with the cream simmering, That's okay. Can always make it better next time, but I'm just adding in some salt, some more pepper, and honestly some garlic powder, because garlic flavor is not super strong here. The roasted garlic flavor anyway. That was a lot better. All right guys, this was the first episode of Cooking with Ben, and that was kind of roasted garlic, creamy mashed potatoes. It didn't turn out perfect, but that's fine. Cooking hardly ever does, but that's part of the fun, is refining and making it better each time if you can. Hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. If you try it, let me know what you do different, how it turns out. I'll see you guys in my kitchen soon. That did make sense. Bye. Bye.